There is no such thing as a bad lead. There is just a bad sales process. This is something that I heard when I was at a mastermind event a couple of weeks ago up in Glasgow. And the person who said this was a solar business owner doing £800,000 every single month. Um, and his kind of theory was there are no such thing as a bad lead. As long as they're in the right area, they've opted in for what you're actually selling. The leads are not bad. There's only a bad sales process. Um, so, for property and trades businesses, this is massive. Um, there's people who are getting hundreds of leads every single month, and they're not converting those leads into sales. Um, so, if someone in your area is inquiring about your service, they are a lead, they're a sellable lead. Um, and again, this isn't my opinion. This is spoken about massively in the trades and property industries. People who've worked with seven figure trades businesses, seven figure property businesses. And what actually kills the sale isn't the lead itself, it's what happens or what doesn't happen within the next 5 to 10 minutes after the lead comes in. So, the number one thing that is going to increase the amount of leads that you sell is speed. If you can contact a lead, so let's say a lead comes in to your system, if you can contact them within 5 minutes, you are, I think the data says something like 20 times more likely to book them in. Let me just double check that. Yeah, you can see here responding within 5 minutes, and that's a call, not just leaving it down to an automated text or WhatsApp. If you can call a lead within 5 minutes, you're 21 times more likely to qualify a lead compared to waiting 30 minutes. The average B2B company takes 42 hours to respond to a lead. So you can see there, if you are let's say you have a building company and a lead comes in, there's someone at home, a couple at home together, and they are looking at their bathroom and they're thinking, oh, this is awful. And then all of a sudden, they see on Facebook, an advert of you doing your bathroom work. It's a shower and a bath. They see an advert and then, okay, they get all excited. They think, screw it, let's contact this company. Let's try and get a quote for our new bathroom. So the lead comes through to you, to your phone, but you are busy on site, or you are asleep at night, or you're just busy doing something else. So you don't respond for, let's say they come in at 9 o'clock in the morning and you're busy all day because you're on site and you're working. You respond at 7 p.m. at night. Now, what happens with Facebook and Meta ads, and you've probably had it happen to yourself, as soon as you interact with one bathroom ad, they're going to start getting shown hundreds of other companies who can also do their bathroom. And what's going to happen between 9 a.m. and 7 p.m., they're going to get a few more quotes because, they've you've not contacted them, nothing's happened. So they're going, well, this company looks pretty good as well. Let's see what they're about. Whereas if you had a salesperson or if you were on the phones, you get that notification come through that there's a new lead. If you called them within 5 minutes, you could have booked in an appointment the same day and you could have already closed them before they've even bothered to look for a new company. So that's kind of how it works, and that's how the theory works with speed to lead. it's really, really important that you're not wasting leads that come in, especially if you're looking to run meta ads, which is what I do for my clients. I'll give you an example. My coaches, my business coaches, and part of the Uncommon, they also run a trades sales coaching group, and their average appointment booking rate is, I think it's 60%, they might have said, but let's go for 50%. So 50% of leads book appointments. Then I think 80% is their this is not their average, this is like their minimum kind of standard. 80% show up to calls, and I think they go off a 33% close rate. So if we look at these numbers, and let's say I'm running your Facebook ads and we're generating 100 leads every month, which is pretty standard across my clients. Some of them we're getting 300, 400, 500 a month. If you had the right sales process in place, so you're calling them within 5 minutes, then you're looking to book 50% of those leads into sales appointments. So that would mean out of 100 leads, you get 50 sales appointments. Now, if 80% of those leads are actually showing up to the calls, they're actually, we're looking to get more like 90, but let's keep it simple. That means you get 40 calls with potential customers. And then let's say you've got a 33% close rate. That would be, is that 15? No, it's less than 15. It's like, was it 12 point something? Let me double check. Got it wrong. It's 13.2 sales. So out of 100 leads, you're going to be closing, let's say, 13 of those people every month. Now, if you have a service that's worth, £2,000, that's 26 grand that you're leaving on the table. Whereas, what is it? You're 21 times more likely to book them from this. Like, out of 100 leads, if you're not calling them within 5 minutes, maybe you're going to be booking like 1 to 10 of them onto a sales call. And then if you look at the same numbers, the close rate goes down to like 1 or 2 a month compared to 13, which, it doesn't look like a massive difference, but, let's look at property sourcing, for example. If you're charging like 5K for a sourcing fee and you're leaving on the table like 10 to 15 leads, or 10 to 15 sales, sorry, that could be like 50 to 60 grand a month that you're missing out on just because you're not putting the sales process in place. So now, obviously, that's in an ideal world. You obviously can't call a lead within 5 minutes 24/7 because you're not a robot, you're not AI. You can't do it. And obviously, there are ways you can get AI to do it for you. I'm still unsure about that. I'm testing it at the moment, getting like the AI appointment setters and things. Testing that with a few of my clients at the minute. I'm unsure whether that's the way forward or not. We'll have to wait and see. It's getting better and better. That's what I can say. But other than that, you've got 2 options, basically. The first option depends on where you're at in your business. Like, if you want to call a lead within 5 minutes, the first option is to do it yourself between, let's say, the hours of 9 to 5. And you need to like make a commitment to yourself that every lead that comes in, I will send a notification straight to your phone and you will call them within 5 minutes. So you're not going to be busy doing other things. You're not going to be like on a job and stuff like that. Every lead, you'll call them within 5 minutes. And it sounds stupid. It sounds like, okay, I call them within 5 minutes. But when you look at the difference in the numbers, the difference between making 2 to 4 grand to making like 30 to 50 grand is worth doing. So yeah, option 1 is like do it yourself. If it's like the evening, or like, so let's say 6 till like 8 a.m., we can send an automation and just tell them, okay, we're going to call you at 9 o'clock. Is that okay? And then the same thing applies. You call them straight away at 9 o'clock before they've had a chance to go through and speak to any other companies. That's one option. It's not really the preferred option because you're the business owner and you're trying to run a business. If you're picking up the phone every 5 minutes, like I've got clients who I'm sending like 5-10 leads a day. If that was happening and then you're having a call every every hour to book calls in and book appointments in, it's going to start taking up your day and it's going to get a little bit annoying. So the other thing you can do is you can hire a setter. And this is my preferred option because a lot of setters will work on commission only as well. So basically you pay them a fixed fee or like a percentage of sale. Typically setters are about 5% depending on what you're selling. If it's like, if you're doing loft conversions, you're not going to pay them 5%. You're going to have like some sort of fixed fee. Like let's say, every confirmed sale, they get £500 or something like that. You'll have to work out the numbers and what works for you. These guys are incentivized then to call the leads within 5 minutes. They're going to, their job is basically to find out any information, the same as what you would do. They're going to find out information about the lead and they're going to book them in for a, whatever it is, sales call, home survey, depending on your business, that's what they're going to do. Zoom appointment, in-person appointment, whichever one it is. And then you pay them on, you could either pay them on how many appointments they set, so that would be a lower fee. So like, you could pay them like £50 per appointment, or you can pay them, okay, I'll pay you a higher fee on the close. Obviously they're taking more of the risk there if you're bad at closing. But in my opinion, like getting a setter, if you don't have time or if you don't want to be that one who's available to contact the lead all the time, is essential. And if you're going to be running ads, especially like the amount of leads that I have been generating for my clients is we're getting at least 100 every month. Some of my clients, I think we had like 500 leads over the month. So when you work that out daily, that's almost like 20 leads a day. So you're going to be on the phone like a couple of times every hour, and fit that into like an 8-hour shift. Like it's going to be almost impossible without hiring a setter. But it depends on your business and what you want to do. This is the cheaper way, but with more effort. This is the preferred way, but it's going to cost you some of your profit. So the biggest reason that I speak about this is because people will complain about, okay, I'm getting leads, but none of them are converting. They'll complain about like the quality of leads and things like that. But when you don't have this sales process in place, you cannot like compare the lead quality, because you've got competitors who are calling these leads within 5 minutes and they're just wiping you out of the water. They're blowing you out of the water. That you cannot compete without this system in place. Don't wait for leads. Obviously, the funnels that we run are leads will have the option to book themselves onto a call. They'll come to like a landing page with maybe a video on it, and yes, they can book a call themselves. The booking rate for these type of leads is typically, so of all the people who land on this page, only about 5 to 10% will actually book a call, and that's 10% is very good. So if you're waiting for all these leads to do that without calling them yourself, you're missing out on 90 leads. Yeah, it's just a no-brainer. You have to be implementing this if you want to start scaling. Honestly, even if you're not running ads yet, try this out with any leads that you get. Get them on a call straight away. Speaking to a guy earlier, he messaged me on Facebook. Within half an hour, we were on a call, and the call went really well. So it when you start doing this, you will see that it works, because you've got the entire kind of mind share of that lead. They're not thinking about other companies. They're not doing anything. They are coming to speak to you because you're the one who they've seen on the ads. And this just works insanely well with our whole ad system. So this is exactly what we're building for our clients. Obviously, this is more of the client side, but if you're coming to me and thinking, right, I get all this, I'm willing to put in the work and do this, I just don't have enough leads. I can't get on the phone with people because nobody's inquiring. That's the part that Facebook ads solve, and that's the part that we solve for our clients. We work with home improvements and property businesses, anything from real estate. We've got estate agents, investors, sourcers, loft conversions, kitchens, showrooms, anything in the property or home improvements industry. That is what we specialize in. If you want to see how it works, I'll leave a link below with a proper sort of video on how our system works. Message me on Instagram if you got this far in the video. Always curious to see who's watching. Other than that, thanks for watching. I hope you found this useful. My rant about sales.